year. Great analyst, knows all about gold and silver and the economy. It's Craig Hemke at tfmetalsreport.com. Craig, thanks for joining us today on usawatchdog.com.
My old friend, sure is good to see you. I can't believe it's been a year, but you're busy and I'm busy, and I'm glad we are sitting down to do this.
Well, you have your, this is the title of it, Inversion, Reversion, a 2025 macrocast. I read this thing last night. It took me about 15, 20 minutes to go over it. I thought, man, there's charts and graphs and analysis and quotes and supporting sourcing, and you're giving that away for free. Great. So before we get to your macrocast, I want to just talk about the economy, and everybody is very hopeful. And I like Donald Trump, but I also like data and the facts, and the economy is a mess. I had Ed Dowd on, who said Trump a few months ago, saying he's going to inherit a turd of an economy, his words. And then we just had an Epic Times report saying the economy is deeply damaged, and they talk about inflation and how it's in there now. And so I wanted to talk to you about, what do you think? What's your overall look at the economy right now? Do you think it's great? I mean, people are hopeful, or do you think we got some big rocks in the road?
Well, again, thank you for having me on, Greg. And this is a big part of that 2025 forecast for this year. Part of the economy is probably at least okay. The manufacturing sector is very much struggling. Even the most recent jobs report, which came out on the 10th, construction jobs, manufacturing jobs, all of that stuff's flat. All the job growth is part-time jobs in the service sector, the retail sector, the government, public employee sector, all that kind of stuff. As the year begins, I think we're at the opposite of where we were last year at this time. Last year, the market, the investment world, was expecting as many as 6 or 7 rate cuts because the economy was slowing. As it turned out, the Fed, who was telling us there wouldn't be more than 3, well, they were the ones that were right. The economy hung in there, and we ended up getting, or in a sense, 4 rate cuts. Well, now, as this year begins, the market, the economists and market expectations are now at about 0 to maybe 1 rate cut. And I think the pendulum has swung too far in that other direction. Rate cuts are coming. The economy is going to be slowing. And if I might just kind of talk about that forecast for a second, that title you mentioned, that I called it Inversion Reversion. That was the working title when I first started putting this together in December. It ended up being the permanent title. And what I mean by that is it's the reversion back to normal, if you will, in what we call the yield curve, that I think is the key to all of this. For folks that don't know, the yield curve is just draw a sloping line connecting short-term interest rates and long-term interest rates. And it should be a positive slope, meaning the short-term interest rates should be lower than long-term interest rates. Well, for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, we had an inversion of the yield curve, which meant that short-term rates were higher than long-term rates. That is always a signal that a recession is coming eventually. Now, we've held off. I thought maybe there'd be a recession in 23. There wasn't. I thought there'd be a recession last year. There wasn't. The key to that recession is when the yield curve then uninverts, when it reverts back to that positive slope where the 10-year yield is higher than the 2-year, and that actually happened back in November. That spread is now about almost 0.5%. So now that we have uninverted the yield curve, all of the economic history going back the last 50 years, the last 6 recessions, the recession begins not with the inversion. The recession begins after you get that uninversion. That's when the recession begins. All kinds of charts. I got some charts in the report from the Fed.
So when do you think they're going to be able to look back and say, okay, bam, bing, we went into a recession? So you're forecasting recession, or worse, you're forecasting recession. When do you think we're going to have that?
Probably ought to be pretty clear by summertime. Again, you look at those charts, and I invite anybody to go and read the post. You can find it on a couple places, and I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a second. But the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, prints all these charts. Anybody can go to Google and type in Fred, F-R-E-D, Fred charts, and it'll take you there. And you can look at all these charts. And the one that I cite in this year's report goes back the last 50 years. shows you the yield curve inversion going up and down, and when it goes below zero, that's when your yield curve's inverted. When it goes back above zero, then it's uninverted, and actually not almost, in every case, once it uninverts, is followed by a little gray bar that denotes a recession. So, again, we can look around here in January and go, the economy looks great, and the Fed's not going to be cutting and all that stuff. But history has taught that once that yield curve uninverts, your recession is beginning or about to begin, and that's kind of what I'm banking my forecast on.
So you say that the Fed is out now saying, of course, they're in so much trouble. I mean, they got all this, 36 you had in your report. I'm thinking, it's mind-numbing. The official number, which we know it's trillions higher than that, 36 trillion, and then more than $1 trillion in interest payments. You're saying that they're going to have to cut because it's the economy is going to tank. Is that right?
That's eventually where this heads. Whether it's a direct cut of interest rates, I think, Greg, and I have thought for a decade, that the ultimate outcome of all of this is some type of what the Fed probably won't want to call it yield curve control, but that's where they're headed. Inflation is going to continue to be a problem because of all of the debt and all the money creation that it takes to keep the plate spinning, keep the liquidity in the markets. And so inflation continues to be a problem. That makes investors around the world want a higher interest rate to compensate for your loss of purchasing power over time. But we can't have high interest rates. And we're at a point now, 5% on the 30-year long bond, mortgages over 7%. That eventually is not only going to contract the economy, it becomes an untenable situation for the U.S. government's fiscal situation. Heck, Greg, this didn't even, I noted this in the report too, this never gets noted really in the media. Once a month, the U.S. Treasury Department puts out what they call, creatively, their monthly Treasury statement. And it tells you what the previous month had been for deficit spending, or in the rare occasions like the month of April where they run a surplus. The U.S. runs a fiscal year that begins on October 1st every year and ends September 30th. So October and November were the first 2 months of the new fiscal year. Greg, in just 2 months, we've already run a $624 billion deficit. Just the first 2 months. Now, you can't just run rate that and say that works out to $3.7 trillion, because there are months where the tax receipts and stuff come in higher, like I said, like April. But we're on track to do at least $2 trillion this year. Now, some folks will say, Trump's going to cut the budget and all that stuff, Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, they're going to, well, I don't know if they'll be successful at that. But even if they're able to trim a couple $100 billion off of the federal spending, that's more than likely offset by the fall in tax receipts that comes with the slower economy. So the government is in an untenable situation. The Fed is the buyer of last resort for treasuries to keep rates low. I think that's where this is all headed.
That the Fed will step in and buy.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. They'll have to buy. So that's why you think gold, silver, back it up to the loading dock, boys and girls.
Yeah, look, last year was a great year. One thing I always like to do, I should back up. When I write these forecasts, people think I write them, to get clicks and stuff, or whatever. That comes with the territory. I write them for me as an analyst. I've been doing this now for 15 years. And what I'm trying to do is get better at analyzing. And it's so easy when you get caught up in the minutiae of the day-to-day and the news and this and that, and things move so quickly, to forget about why you were thinking a certain way in the first place. And so I write it all down. That's what these reports are about. This is what I'm thinking as the year begins. I want to go back at the end of the year and see what I got wrong. I thought we'd have a great year in 2024. I thought gold would maybe, waiting for the Fed to cut and all that kind of stuff. I thought we'd go sideways for the first half of the year and then maybe break out to 2,300. We got all the way to 2,800. And instead of a 15% gain, we got a 25, 26% gain. Key driver of that continues and remains, and this is important. This is what I missed. The central bank demand for gold. where central banks around the world are basically doing what you and I talk about doing, Greg, which is taking your dollars and buying gold as a protection against the madness. Well, they're just doing it a much bigger scale. And that central bank demand, third year in a row, highest we've ever seen, or at least since the 1960s. It's continuing as the year begins. That should continue to underpin the gold market all through this year. It makes the pullbacks more shallow, and it increases the upside. Throw that on there with all of these Fed policy moves that I'm sure are coming, which is nobody's talking about them in January. I think we're set for another really good year for both precious metals.
And now, I wanted to say this, a word from our sponsor. Just a quick little read. Just hang on there. I have more questions for you, Craig Hemke. We want to talk about the bird flu. And you think to yourself, man, all these crises are coming. Remember what Alex Newman said when he went to these, COP29 and went to these, UN WHO crazy time where they want poly crises, all kinds of crises, like the fires out in California, and we have a economic problem, as Craig Hemke was just talking about. I'll get your thoughts on that in just a minute, and also the bird flu. Remember I told you they would get that going? I had, Dr. Peter McCullough on to talk about the shots, and he said, don't take it. Whatever you...
My child, this is the moment. The heavens have spoken, and the time of revelation is here. You have been called, warned, and guided, yet you have hesitated. You have felt the pull in your spirit, the urgency in your soul. But still, you wait. Now, there is no more time for delay. There is no more room for hesitation. Archangel Michael has been sent to deliver this message to you, and this is the final time. The truth cannot wait any longer. Tomorrow, the events will unfold. Tomorrow, the veil will be lifted. Tomorrow, the reality you have been blind to will be brought into the light. But you must open your eyes now. You must receive this message before it vanishes, before the opportunity passes, before the moment slips through your fingers. What has been set into motion cannot be undone. What has been hidden is about to be exposed. There are forces working in secret. There are people speaking your name in conversations you have not heard. There are plans being whispered that you were never supposed to know about. But my child, I have seen it all. I have watched in silence, but now I speak. I have waited patiently, but now I move. I have allowed the deception to go on long enough, but no more. This is the moment of truth. You have been surrounded by those who smile in your face but hide their true intentions in their hearts. You have trusted, you have believed, you have given your kindness freely, never suspecting that behind the smiles, there was another purpose. My child, you must listen. Someone close to you has not been who they claim to be. Someone has been speaking words that do not align with their actions. Someone has been working behind the scenes, thinking that their secret will never be discovered. But now, I bring it into the open. Now, I tear away the disguise. Now, I reveal what has been kept from you. Tomorrow, things will shift. Tomorrow, the change will begin. Tomorrow, the truth will come forward in a way that cannot be ignored. And when it does, you must not be afraid. You must not let doubt cloud your mind. You must not allow confusion to hold you back. I have already prepared you for this. I have already given you the strength to face what is coming. My child, you have been chosen to receive this message for a reason. Not everyone is allowed to see the truth. Not everyone is given the opportunity to know what is happening before it happens. But you, my beloved, have been set apart. You have been called by name. You have been marked by my hand. That is why the opposition has been strong. That is why you have felt the weight pressing upon you. That is why things have not been easy. Because the enemy has known who you are. The forces working in the shadows have been trying to keep you unaware. They have hoped that you would remain blind, that you would never open your eyes, that you would never hear this message. But my plans cannot be stopped. My truth cannot be silenced. My revelation cannot be hidden. The hour has come, and nothing can prevent what is about to take place. Do you feel it in your spirit? Do you sense the urgency? That is because the shift has already begun. The movement has already started. The change is already in motion. You have seen the signs, but you have dismissed them. You have felt the unease, but you have ignored it. You have heard the whispers in your soul, but you have pushed them away. My child, no more. No more denying what is right in front of you. No more looking away from what you know to be true. No more pretending that things are fine when they are not. Tomorrow, the exposure begins. Tomorrow, the secrets unravel. Tomorrow, the truth stands tall, and no one will be able to hide from it. What has been spoken in the darkness will be heard in the light. What has been done in secret will be made known. And those who have tried to deceive you will find themselves with nowhere to turn. But my child, do not let fear enter your heart. Do not let anxiety consume your thoughts. I am with you. I have always been with you. And I will never leave you. This revelation is not meant to harm you. It is meant to free you. It is meant to protect you. It is meant to lift you up and place you in the position you were always meant to be in. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in the moments when you felt abandoned, even when you thought no one was listening, even when you cried out in frustration and felt unheard, I was there. I have been watching, waiting, preparing you for this very hour. Now, my child, you must act. You must listen. You must take this message seriously. There are those who will try to convince you that everything is fine. They will tell you that you are overthinking, that you are imagining things, that nothing is wrong. Do not be deceived. Do not let their words turn you away from what you know deep in your soul. The truth is here. The truth is real. The truth is undeniable. Look closely at those around you. Pay attention to their actions, not just their words. Watch the way they respond when things begin to shift. Some will reveal themselves without even realizing it. Some will expose their true colors without meaning to. And when they do not second-guess yourself. Trust what I have shown you. Trust what I have spoken to you. Trust the signs that I have placed before you. The one who has been working against you is about to face the consequences of their choices. The one who thought they could get away with deception is about to be stopped. The one who believed their actions would never catch up to them is about to learn that nothing escapes my sight. Justice is moving. Truth is rising. The time of reckoning is here. But my child, you must prepare yourself. You must be strong. You must be ready. When the truth comes out, there will be those who try to cover it up. There will be those who try to deny it. There will be those who want to make you question what you are seeing. But do not waver. Do not be shaken. Stand firm. Hold on to what I have revealed to you. The next 24 hours are crucial. The events that will unfold will shape the days to come. What is exposed will determine the direction of your path. My child, this is why I have been calling you. This is why Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you. This is why you have felt the urgency growing stronger and stronger. Because the moment is now. Do not wait. Do not delay. Do not ignore this message. The heavens are speaking. The angels are moving. The truth is rising. And you must be ready. My beloved child, I have called to you many times, and I have waited with patience beyond measure, but now the time has come for you to listen. The heavens have spoken, the signs have been shown, and yet you have turned away, distracted by the noise of the world, by the fleeting concerns that steal your attention. But I am here again, with urgency, with a message that cannot wait. You must open your heart and hear these words, for they have been placed before you at this moment by divine will, and they are meant for you, and you alone. There are things that have been hidden from you, things that have been veiled in secrecy, things that have unfolded in silence while you walked in trust, never suspecting, never questioning. But the time for unawareness is over. The time for seeing only what is on the surface has passed. I am here to remove the veil, to bring clarity where there has been deception, to bring truth where there has been confusion. There is something you must know, something that will change your understanding of those around you, something that will shift the way you see everything. Your brother, the one you have trusted, the one you have loved, the one whose presence you have never doubted, is not who you believe him to be. His heart has wandered, his spirit has shifted, and his words have not always been truthful. I do not say this to bring division, but to bring awareness. I do not reveal this so that you may walk in bitterness, but so that you may walk in wisdom. You must understand that the bonds of family are sacred, but they are also vulnerable. The enemy seeks to corrupt what is pure, to twist what is meant for love, to sow discord where there should be unity. There have been moments when you have felt a deep unease, when something in your spirit whispered to you that all was not as it seemed. Perhaps you dismissed it, perhaps you pushed it aside, choosing to believe in the goodness of those around you. But I do not want you to be blind. I do not want you to walk forward without seeing. That unease was not without reason. That whisper in your soul was not without cause. There have been conversations you were not meant to hear, thoughts that have been hidden from you, actions that have been carefully concealed. But nothing remains hidden forever. I bring light to the places that have been covered in darkness. I reveal what has been done in secret so that truth may reign. Your brother has stood before you with a smile, but his thoughts have not always been kind. He has held out his hand to you, but his intentions have not always been pure. There is jealousy in his heart, a resentment that has grown like a shadow, creeping into the spaces where love should be. He has compared himself to you, measured himself against you, and in doing so, he has allowed bitterness to take root. Instead of rejoicing in your blessings, he has questioned why they were not his. Instead of standing with you in truth, he has entertained thoughts that do not align with righteousness. And though he has spoken words of support, there have been other moments when he has spoken words that were far from true. But do not mistake this revelation for an invitation to hatred. Do not let your heart grow heavy with anger or clouded with resentment. That is not why I speak to you now. I do not expose so that you may retaliate, but so that you may walk in wisdom. I do not show you these things so that you may fall into the same darkness, but so that you may stand in light. You must understand the reality of those around you, but you must not let it consume you. Pray for your brother, for he is not beyond redemption. There is still time for him to turn away from the path he has wandered onto, but you cannot be the one to change his heart. That is a work only I can do. You must remain steady, unmoved by the shifting tides of emotions and manipulation. Stand firm in love, but be wise. Do not allow yourself to be misled by words that do not align with actions. Do not allow yourself to be blinded by the illusion of closeness when the truth is far different. Be watchful. Be discerning. Seek my guidance in every step, and I will show you the way. The time is short. The moment of clarity is now. I have waited, I have whispered, I have nudged, but now I am speaking clearly, with urgency, with divine authority. The choice is yours. Will you listen, or will you turn away again? Will you acknowledge the truth, or will you pretend that all is as it was before? This is a call to awareness, to wisdom, to spiritual sight. The world around you is shifting, and those who do not see will stumble. I do not wish for you to be among them. I have chosen you to receive this message because you have a purpose, a calling, a destiny that is greater than what you see now. But you cannot walk forward with your eyes closed. You have asked for signs. You have asked for clarity. And now it is before you. This is not a coincidence. This is not something to ignore. I am speaking to you now because this message is meant for you. I am revealing these things because I love you, because I desire your protection, because I do not want you to walk in blindness. Open your eyes. Open your heart. Listen to my voice, and do not be swayed by those who wish to lead you astray. The time has come. The truth is here. What will you do with it? My child, hear me now. This is your moment of awakening. This is your moment of understanding. Walk in the truth, and you will not be deceived. Stand in my light, and you will not be led astray. Trust in me, and I will guide you. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And as you walk forward from this moment, I will be with you, leading you, protecting you, revealing all that must be known. Do not delay. Do not hesitate. The time is now. I am with you always. God says, my child, I have been trying to reach you, trying to speak to your heart, trying to get your attention in ways you may not even realize. The signs have been there, the whispers in your spirit, the moments where something felt different, but you brushed it aside, thinking it was just a passing thought. But my child, it was never just a thought. It was me calling out to you, urging you to listen, to see, to prepare for what is unfolding. You are standing at the edge of a great revelation, and I need you to be aware, to be open, to receive what I am about to show you. Tomorrow, something will shift. A moment that has been in motion for a long time will finally reach its appointed hour. There is something I must reveal to you, something that has been hidden, something that has been happening behind the scenes. You have felt it in your spirit, the unease, the sense that something was not quite right, but you could not place it. Now, my child, you will see. Now, you will understand why things have happened the way they have, why certain people have acted strangely, why situations have unfolded in ways that did not make sense at the time. Archangel Michael has been watching over you, guarding you, standing between you and forces that have tried to move against you. He has spoken, he has warned, he has sent messages through dreams, through signs, through moments that felt like coincidences but were divine interventions. And now, he speaks again, urgently, calling you to be attentive, to open your heart to what is coming. There is no need to fear, for I am with you. There is no need to worry, for I have already taken care of everything that concerns you. But you must be ready, my child. You must be willing to see the truth. Someone close to you has been living with a secret. They have carried this secret for a long time, thinking it would never come to light, thinking they could keep it hidden forever. But I have seen everything, and the time for revelation has come. The truth is about to unfold in ways that cannot be ignored, in ways that will make everything clear. This person has tried to manipulate, tried to control, tried to shape a narrative that serves their own interests. But my light exposes all things, and no deception can stand against the truth. You may feel betrayed when you see the truth, my child. You may feel hurt when you realize who has been working against you, who has spoken words behind your back, who has pretended to be for you while secretly hoping for your downfall. But do not let your heart be troubled. What they meant for harm, I am turning for good. What they tried to take from you, I am restoring in greater measure. You will not be left empty. You will not be left broken. You will rise, and you will see that my hand has been upon you all along. Tomorrow is not just another day, my child. It is a moment of divine alignment, a moment where what has been hidden will be made known, where what has been held back will be released. Do not be afraid. Do not hesitate. Trust me, for I am leading you into something greater. You have been prepared for this, even when you did not realize it. Every trial, every delay, every closed door, it was all part of my plan to position you exactly where you need to be. The woman who has been working against you, the one who has whispered lies, the one who has tried to turn others against you, her time of deception is over. She thought she was moving unseen, but I have been watching. She thought her words would go unchallenged, but I am bringing them to the surface. My child, do not be consumed by anger when you see the truth. Do not waste energy on revenge or bitterness. Leave it in my hands. I will handle everything. I will restore what was lost. I will vindicate you in ways you never expected. You have been under my protection, my covering, my divine shield. Nothing that was planned against you has prospered. Even the things you were unaware of, even the moments where the enemy tried to plant confusion, I have been working behind the scenes to ensure your safety. Archangel Michael has stood guard, deflecting the plans that were meant to bring you down. And now, my child, you will see why you had to wait, why you had to endure, why things happened the way they did. A new season is beginning for you, a season of clarity, of breakthroughs, of restoration. But first, the exposure must happen. First, the truth must be seen. Do not fear it. Do not resist it. Accept it with the understanding that I am setting you free from those who were never meant to walk with you. Not everyone can go where I am taking you. Some have only been pretending, and now, I am separating the true from the false. Stay in prayer, my child. Stay in my presence. Do not allow distractions to pull you away from what I am doing. The enemy will try to cause confusion, try to plant seeds of doubt, but do not be moved. I am speaking to you clearly now. I am showing you the way forward. Trust me, for I have never failed you, and I never will. What is coming is not to harm you but to free you. What is being revealed is not to break you but to build you. Your destiny is unfolding, and no one can stop what I have planned for you. Stay strong, stay faithful, and know that tomorrow, my light will shine in a way that cannot be ignored. You are safe. You are protected. You are chosen. And nothing can change that.